Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 106 of Adventures and Mousecapades. This week, we are awaiting the squeal of joy that we will hear from Bellingham when it starts snowing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our daughter will be in Bellingham, and she will be super excited when it starts snowing.
She's off at school. She's close to Canada. Winter is finally hitting Western Washington. Time for some snow. Yep. Now, actually, we're going to talk about doing something that Alicia and I never thought we would actually do. And that is actually spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at the parks in Disney World.
Not because we couldn't do it, but because we didn't really ever want to, I guess.
We wouldn't do it.
Yes, that's it.
Yes. It all worked out for the best. We survived. I think we used some decent strategies, and we had some, I think, appropriate expectations and a decent game plan about it. So let's kind of go through what we did.
Alrighty. So Christmas Eve, Nathan was not a part of.
No, I opted out of Christmas Eve. Well,
Yes.
I mean, we had my parents with us on this trip, and I didn't want to just completely abandon them for 2 days. So what we did is myself, my mom, and my dad, we went over to our great friends Bill and Rachel's place. We had lots of other folks visiting. We kind of sat around, had a lot of great food that Bill cooked up. We may have had a few drinks. There may have been some cigars smoked, allegedly. We'll see.
Yuck.
Whatever. I know.
Yuck.
I know. It's my one occasional, exceptionally rare vice.
Ew.
But while we were doing that, you three, went off and spent Christmas Eve at Epcot. So what was that like? How'd that go?
Well, neither of the kids had been able to do Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind because the last time we were at Epcot with them, somebody got COVID.
Oh, that's right.
And our Epcot day got canceled because of that, along with one of the cruises.
Nobody's name, Caitlin, will be named in terms of who was responsible for that, Caitlin. But let's just say it happened. Thanks, Caitlin.
It did. So we did Epcot so the kids could go on that. And because, I mean, we had heard from some people that Christmas Eve is usually not busy at all.
Yeah.
Which was a
enough.
surprise. Yeah.
So we had to test that theory.
We did. We had to test that theory. We had breakfast reservations before the park opened at Garden Grill, which Nathan and I have very much enjoyed in the past. It's one of our favorite character breakfasts. And the kids and I were in a hurry to get over there, and we just pretty much grabbed our stuff and left at, I don't know, like 7 or so. I can't remember when exactly we left.
Yeah, we were staying in Davenport, which is about, 15 minutes or 45 minutes southwest, I guess, of the Magic Kingdom and the parks, depending on traffic, which is usually crap. So it's usually about 45 minutes.
We weren't sure. So we got there actually relatively early. Our reservations were at 8:40. We got to the parking lot and parked at 7:50, and it was pouring rain. And we didn't have any jackets with us.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. I don't think any of us looked at the weather forecast before we left, which big no. Oh,
well, I remember Caitlin got back like later that night, and she said something like, "We couldn't find the jackets." I'm like, "You mean all these jackets sitting here right on this chair right here? That's everybody's jacket?"
I didn't even think about it. So maybe she thought about it and just like didn't say anything. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
we sat in the car for a little bit. The rain tapered off and I'm like, let's go. So it was around 8:05, 8:10 or so when we started making our way in, and it was just sprinkling a little tiny bit, like, Washington rain, right?
Yeah.
Seattle rain. So you can just walk through. You can dodge the raindrops. No problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. Got into the park because we had reservations. We could go in early, no problem. It was very nice. Most of the walls were gone. We could walk right past Spaceship Earth into the new Dreamers Point area.
That's
which
a miracle
is
right there.
So nice.
That's awesome.
It looks really cool. It's big and open. There's a lot of little places to just sit down. Everything was wet, so nobody was sitting down. But we got some pictures from the PhotoPass folks that were out nice and early. They had all the areas off to the different lands closed. Like you couldn't walk over there yet. So we just kind of walked around and enjoyed the nice new area for a bit. The planters and just, I don't know, just how they have it laid out is really pretty. I would like to go and see it when it's nice and sunny and not overcast. And I'd like to go back and see it when it's nighttime as well, because just from our going back and forth really quickly throughout the day, in the very evening part of it, it looked like some of the structures that they had in the Dreamers Point area were complementary colors to whatever Spaceship Earth was lit up like. Oh. So like if Spaceship Earth was red and white like a peppermint, the little tower thingies that they had down in Dreamers Point area were red and white as well.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've also heard that there are light up strips, I guess, in the floor area. And if anybody had been in Epcot before all of the construction, they had some really cool like fiber optic type stuff in the sidewalks and all that.
Yeah,
and I know this isn't the same, but it still lights up and I would like to see that. But this was a very long day for all three of us and we were very tired at the end. But we got to do a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah. So you got over eventually to Garden Grill,
yes,
which, as we've said, is one of our absolute favorite character breakfasts. And it was amazing, right?
No,
no.
It was not how I remembered. Now, neither Caitlin nor Sterling had been to this restaurant before, and you and I have talked it up quite a bit.
Yeah, we
just
have.
Because we had such an amazing time last time we went.
No, and that was pre-pandemic.
That was pre-pandemic, yeah.
Yeah.
When we went before, there was a character probably every 5-10 minutes or so. There's only 4 characters, so they just keep going around and around and around.
Yeah.
We did not have that this time. We saw each character once. I think we saw Mickey twice in his awesome farmer's outfit.
Yeah.
And the food just wasn't quite what I remembered it to be. When we were there in 2018, 2019, there was like just this humongous cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I remember that.
It wasn't a cinnamon roll this time. It was something similar, like some sort of, some kind of frosting. It wasn't cinnamon roll frosting, like bread pudding type thing. It was good. It just wasn't as fantastic amazing as I remembered it being. So, I don't know.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed, especially because it's a character breakfast and it's really expensive.
Right.
Because it's a character breakfast. Now, the area was fine. It's the Garden Grill restaurant is over in the Land Pavilion, and it is a rotating restaurant, rotates very slowly, and you kind of go through the scene areas of Living with the Land, that little ride down there in Epcot, which is kind of cool. Yeah. The kids liked that, and we went right when it opened, so there's like nobody there, and I wasn't paying attention. I basically said, "Oh yeah, just seat me first available," and they like sat us at a table, not at a booth. And I'm like, "Oh wait a minute, no, I'd rather be in a booth so we could be down farther."
Yeah,
but they moved it for us, so that was nice. We did get to go in a booth. Yeah, and I think there was something wrong with the turning mechanism.
Oh no.
It was turning, but it was really slow. we kept having cast members and supervisors come kind of close to where we were and looking over the edge at something, like down below. And yeah, it sounded like maybe it's moving a lot slower than it's supposed to be. So, yeah.
Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. This day was still a really good day.
Yeah.
And we ended up going like zigzag all over Epcot. Like it wasn't in any good type of order. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So,
you really, followed a really solid strategy to optimize your day.
We tried, but I had Genie Plus for this day, and just the way that everything worked out timing wise, it was just all over the place. So we hit Soarin', we hit Living with Land, we hit Spaceship Earth, we hit Nemo and Friends, and we were able to do Guardians twice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Caitlin and I missed the 7 a.m. What is that called? The virtual queue. We missed the 7 a.m. Both of us were just tired. It was too early. Whatever.
Okay, so did you forget to go, or were you just a little too late?
I didn't set an alarm. I looked at my phone while I was getting ready, and I'm like, it's 6:50. No, it was like 6:45. I was like, okay, I need to get online at 7 and get that reservation. And yeah, I got
went out of your brain.
Distracted. Yeah, it went out of my brain. And I hadn't even talked with Caitlin at that time. So
got it.
So we missed that one, and I'm like, well, once we're in the park, I'll just pay to do the fancy ride.
Right. The Lightning Lane individual attraction, which is basically you pay to get access to the Lightning Lane.
Yeah.
It's not part of Genie Plus.
Yeah, we didn't do the standby line. We did the fancy plus lane for that one.
Right.
And that was at like 11:19 or 11:15, I think was when we got called up for that.
Okay.
We were able to, however, do the 1 o'clock virtual queue because they didn't sell out. So they were able to do more at 1 o'clock.
Okay, cool. So you were able to do this ride twice.
Yes, we were able to do this ride twice. And the kids loved it. They really did. I was excited to see their reactions. Like when we do the pre-show, there is this moment where we get transported up to the ship.
Right.
And it's quite a reveal when you're in that room. And it's just a big thing. And Caitlin was like, what? How did they do that? And Sterling's just like, well, this is cool. And then in the ride vehicle itself, I was asking which song they want, and they both wanted Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears.
Right.
Which I haven't had that song yet. So I was like, okay, I'll do that one. Sure. My favorite is still September by Earth, Wind & Fire.
I wish.
I've had twice. I've also had Conga twice.
Yes, I was on
Disco
Conga
Inferno.
for those two.
Yeah. So the song that we got for both times was Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Very cool.
It's a good song, but I prefer a more upbeat song on that ride.
Yeah.
And I will admit, I had a little bit of tummy trouble on the second time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you're
don't
joining.
No, I am very much not happy about this. I really hope it's maybe because we had eaten something. I don't know if we had or not. I'm just going to say that's what it was.
Yeah, this ride totally gets me. Now, the lap bar for me just sits like in my sternum and not in my lap. And the forces just make me not feel good at all, which I will say, dear listener, was in no small part a decision point for me saying, no, I'll stay with my parents and we'll hang out and we'll do Christmas Eve with everybody else instead of going to the park, because I don't know that I would have done this ride right now. Yeah, maybe in a year if I keep my weight loss going and I drop another 80 pounds again, maybe. But as a bigger person with the way I'm built, where this thing sits, it just the forces right into my under my sternum, and not good, not good at all.
Well, Caitlin has said that this is her new favorite ride. It's my favorite ride too.
That's awesome. I saw the one of the ride pictures of you three on here in our photo library, and it's you all were having a blast. So that's cool.
Neither of them knew how it started out. Where it shoots you backwards, it launches you backwards. So that was a surprise to both of them. Like it kind of stops, and Caitlin's like, "Whoa, where are we going?" And then, so that was fun.
That's cool. That's so cool.
Yeah. So we got to do our Spaceship Earth. We said hello to the Phoenicians. Sorry, that was wrong. We said thank you to the Phoenicians.
There you go. Yes, for the alphabet in writing.
The alphabet, yes. Got to smell Rome burning. That's one of my oddly favorite smells. That and the water of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, we're weird.
Yeah. Nemo was cool. And after Nemo, we hung out in the aquarium area for, I don't know, probably about an hour or so.
Oh,
just
wow.
looking at all the fish and the dolphins and the manatees. I don't remember ever going to see the manatees before. They're just big blobs that are so freaking cute.
Please tell me one of them is named Barbara.
No, not there. It was Leo and somebody else. They had their names written out and how big they were and why they were there. One of them was there because he had been hit by a boat and he was recuperating there. So
that's no fun.
No, he was missing like half of his tail.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad Disney really leans into this stuff, both at Animal Kingdom and here at the aquarium in Epcot. They've so much lean into taking care of the animals and doing a lot of conservation work and everything else. It's good to see. So I'm glad that they're getting awesome care and amazing recovery for those animals, and we wish them the best.
Yes. When we were in the aquarium area, there was a feeding that had just happened for the manta rays or the rays or the mantas or whatever.
Sure.
One of those, all of those.
The Tampa Bay Rays. Got it.
Yeah.
No, that's baseball.
Orlando.
Never mind.
And we had noticed that there was a whole bunch of fish that would basically crowd around and follow the rays around as they're swimming. And I thought it was kind of cool because if you watch Finding Nemo, and you have Ray as the schoolmaster and all the fish are following him around. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. There's the correlation right there.
Yeah.
And there's a cast member there and we asked her about it and she's like, oh, they want food because the manta rays are eating and they're kind of sloppy eaters and they will drop pieces of it and the fish will just go there and eat the crumbs. So
it's like a dog hanging around a toddler at dinner time.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fish hanging around one manta. So I got some really cool pictures. I will try to remember, because I'm horrible at it, to post something about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what else did you get up to? I think the Journey of Water inspired by Moana was open new as well. Did you guys check that out?
We did. We actually checked it out twice, once during the day and once in the evening, because if anybody has ever been to Pandora at Animal Kingdom, they know there is huge difference between visiting Pandora in the morning or during the day and then in the evening, because you have all the bioluminescence and lights and all that. Yeah. And I had seen that the Journey of Water inspired by Moana had very different coloring in the evening, and I wanted to see that too. This was a really cool area. It's just a walkthrough talking about the journey of water. Haha, amazing how they do that. From the start to the end, like how it works in the sky, rivers, streams, wetlands, all sorts of stuff. Just how water works throughout the earth, different things that it does. And each area has its own little interactive part. Like there's one area where you can play the water. Like there's little streams of water making it look like harp strings. And you can basically play it and they'll play notes and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. So it's interactive.
Yeah, it is. It's each area is interactive and has a different thing. And there's also all throughout different carvings in the rock of characters from Moana. So you have, I don't remember his name. He sings Shiny, that big crab monster character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's one of those. Yeah, there's one of those in there. There's baby Moana interacting with a wave. And these are all carved into the rocks that are there. So it's, unless you're looking for them, they don't really pop out at you. And they're just really pretty. A couple of the interactive water features I really liked. One of them was you hold your hand out over the water, and then this big spout will go straight up from the ground and touch your hand.
That's cool.
And there's another area where it just looks like kind of a mountain of rocks in front of you. And it's along a fence line. And there's probably like marks for like 10 people. And you go up to the marks and you lift your hands. And then it'll be like a splash, a wave of water will pop up. But if you get everybody around you to do it at the same time, it is a humongous wave of action. So I saw all these kids coming up. We had probably about 7 people that were up there. And I said, okay, everybody, on the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. And on 3, we all put our arms up. And there's just this huge wave of water that popped up. It was really cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You're literally doing the wave.
Yes, but all together at one time.
Okay, so maybe not so literally doing the wave.
Yeah, we made a wave appear.
There you go.
And at night, it's lit up in soft colors, the blues and greens, just really pretty. And Te Fiti, there's the statue of Te Fiti there. And she is gorgeous. And she's beautiful in the daytime. She's beautiful in the evening. And they had a photo pass photographer there, so we got our picture with Te Fiti in the afternoon. And I got some really nice little videos of her in the evening. And it's kind of cool because you can see Spaceship Earth over there as well. So I've got Te Fiti right in front of her little pond area, and the water jumps back and forth, little spouts of it. And then you have Spaceship Earth in beautiful blues all lit up behind her too. So it's just a nice, relaxing area that can get very crowded.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we walked around, so maybe half of the World Showcase.
Okay.
Saw a couple of groups singing. We saw Joyful, which was the gospel choir group singing. We saw in Canada the Canadian Voyageurs doing their music. It was kind of cool. Just sit and listen for a while. Let's see. We walked around UK. Caitlin had a shop she wanted to go in because she had heard that they have the family crest of Taylor Swift and whoever she is dating up there too. So we went in there so she could get her Swift Kelsey pick.
Oh boy. Before the summer, she couldn't care less about Taylor Swift. It's just been interesting. I'll just say that.
She's having fun. They also had Santa Claus's family crest up as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
We went over to France and I got a frozen hot chocolate martini. Delicious. It's Grey Goose, vanilla vodka, chocolate milk, and whipped cream. And it was like a slushy, but rich chocolate. Good stuff.
That sounds amazing.
We got something that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, even though I know a little bit of French. When I ordered this, I told the lady, I was like, okay, I'm going to attempt to say this, but it's going to be really bad. And so I said, it's basically a gingerbread Christmas log with milk chocolate and hazelnut ganache. And I tried all these French words, and I know I got a couple of them right. And she's like, oh no, that was really good. You did really close. And then I said, well, how do you say it? And she said it, and it was totally different from what I said. So whatever. I got a couple of the words right.
Noël au pain d'épices. Right? Ganache, chocolat au lait.
Ganache, chocolat au lait, and noisettes. Yes, I mean, that part I could do, but the couple of it just, no.
I tried.
Anyway, you tried. So did I. That was good. We went to the Japan store as well, and we did Remy's Ratatouille adventure as well.
Awesome.
That was in the evening.
Yep, you did Guardians again.
Mm-hmm. Got the same song, yeah. And I could have gone a little bit longer. I think Caitlin could have gone a little bit longer too. Like I would have loved to have seen Luminous, the story of us.
Yeah.
The nighttime show, but that wouldn't have been until 9:00, and it was already 7. And Sterling's like, "I'm done." I'm like, okay, we'll go. We'll go.
Well, you did come over to our best friend's place, and we had lasagna and all
Delicious
sorts of other
lasagna.
fun
That was
stuff.
so good.
It was homemade lasagna.
It was good.
So it all worked out in the end.
Yeah.
The next day was Christmas Day, and we once again decided to brave the parks on a major holiday.
Yep.
We went to the Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day, and we rope dropped. Well,
kind of
rope dropped ish.
we were on the ferry when the rope dropped.
Yeah, exactly. So we were close.
We were close to property.
We were on property.
On property. We just
we were in transit to get over to the Magic Kingdom when the rope dropped. So
we saw the opening fireworks.
That's right.
There's
That's right. From the water.
Yeah.
So it was a rainy day that day on Christmas there in Florida, and I think that helped keep some of the crowds down.
Yeah.
Now, that said, we've also heard that Christmas morning in the parks is usually a little less intense in terms of how many people there, because there's just a bunch of people that are opening presents and kind of having a Christmas morning as they can in the resorts or in their homes or vacation homes or wherever they happen to be, and then they'll come in to the parks later in the morning or later in the day and stay till close, and the fireworks and the parades and all the rest of that stuff. So our game plan was to get in, enjoy the vibes, and get the heck out before it got crazy.
Yep.
And I think we were exceptionally successful. Yeah.
We weren't there to ride anything specific, definitely not any of the big rides, but we did get some rides in.
Yes. And some of those rides had some serious wait times, and we were just nope. It wasn't that day, but over that following week, there was one point where in Animal Kingdom, the Pandora Flights of Passage ride had a 330-minute wait time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 5.5 hours to wait.
I will say this.
To ride one ride.
Yeah. If you are going to Disney one time and one time only, do not go at Christmas time.
No. This is not the time for your once-in-a-lifetime trip.
Yes. Because you won't get on rides that you want to ride. It's too long of a wait for the big stuff. Anyway.
Absolutely. Anywho, so what did we do, Alicia?
What did we do? When we got there, we got to do a photo pass photographer right at the flagpole, which was cool.
Yeah.
And for the very first time ever, we got to ride one of the Main Street vehicles.
Yes.
We got to ride Main Street Transportation.
We were on the omnibus, on the double-decker bus. That was so cool.
That was cool.
It was a little sketchy getting up those steps. They're very narrow, and it was kind of drizzly, and that handrail was super slippery.
I'll get up. I can get up here. I wasn't worried about going up.
No, getting up was okay. Coming back down, I was like, oh my God, I may meet my maker on the fourth to the end step. But
I was being very careful on the way back.
Hey, we're all here to live and tell the tale. I did notice a little later in the morning that they had the upper deck roped off, because I think that's a thing, and that gets a little sketchy to get up and down those steps in the rain.
There's no way for somebody to help you up and down the steps either.
Right.
They're extremely narrow and they're twisty. So
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we took the omnibus all the way from the flagpole area of Main Street down to the hub right by the castle.
That was so cool.
It was cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And it was starting to rain. We had tried to get another photographer, but they pull the photo pass photographers when it gets rainy.
Yep. So we missed them. I started to get in line, and then one of the cast members was like, "I'm so sorry, but we're closing the line because of the rain." I'm like, but it's okay.
Yep.
So instead, we headed over towards Fantasyland, And because it was, rainy, the stage there in front of the castle was wet. So there was no chance of any dancing and other cavorting happening there in front of the castle. So they actually had the pass-through open through the middle of the castle, which in modern times is actually pretty darn rare that you're able to walk through the middle of the castle. And I want to say the last time we were able to get through the castle was probably 2009 when we were there with Caitlin when she was like 4.5. It was really cool. All of the murals and everything that are in
mosaics.
there. Yeah, all the mosaics. Yeah, it was really great. I loved it.
I will note that when we do go, we usually either go to the right to Tomorrowland or go to the left towards Adventureland or Frontierland.
Right.
We very rarely go to Fantasyland. So it may be open. We just don't pay attention. I don't know. Or we just don't go that way. Who knows?
True. Very true. I guess that's a fair caveat.
Yeah.
But it was nice. I loved being able to take that route through the
Yeah.
castle. It was kind of magical.
Yeah. And the kids got to try Sword in the Stone on the other side.
That's right.
They didn't pull it out. Neither of them are the king or queen.
No. Alicia and I were both surreptitiously looking around to see if there was any cast members paying attention.
Yes. It's like,
there were not.
Nobody's here. Nope.
No. This isn't going to happen.
That'd be pretty cool. Whoever got that on Christmas Day, though.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I should have tried. I could have done it.
You should have. You could have done it, yeah. We were hungry.
Yes.
We needed to get some food.
Indeed. So we went to the one place where you have to go for breakfast in Magic Kingdom. And that's a tavern. It's Gaston's Tavern because Gaston's Tavern serves cinnamon rolls that are like the size of my head. And no, big. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, they're really big. We got too many. We only needed to get 2. We got 3.
Yeah, we got 3.
Yeah.
Oops. But they were so good.
That's very good. Yeah, they're very good. Something very important happened too.
Yes.
This was after the breakfast. Yes. We got the toy soldier trumpeter Mickey popcorn buckets, which we've been trying to get. We thought we could get them on the ship, but they sold out like first night, I guess. Or they were sippers, or I don't know. It was something. They sold out of them very quickly.
We thought to get them when we were there before the cruise, and we just didn't when we were there at the Christmas party. I don't know why we didn't, but we didn't. And ironically, we rope dropped the popcorn stand.
Yep.
Right outside of Gaston's Tavern. They opened, I want to say at like 9:15 or 9:30 or something. And it was just as we were getting out of Gaston's Tavern. And we said, oh, look, they're starting to open. And there's a Mickey popcorn bucket sitting there on the display. Let's go stand in line. And we were the first people to get them. And
we were the first ones in line there.
Yes.
And we like started a trend because there was a long line of people waiting behind us once we got in the line. It's like, oh, absolutely. Okay.
And we had many, many people throughout the day. Well, and we were only there for another few hours. So maybe not even the day, but just for the morning.
Where did you get those?
Where did you get those? How do I get one? I've been wanting one forever. We had a cast member say, oh my gosh, those are back. I haven't seen one of those in forever. So
yeah.
That was so cool. Yay for us. So those will forever be a part of our Christmas decor for sure.
They will. And we went on for the very first time, the Prince Charming Regal Carousel.
Yes. This was magical.
This was
so
fun.
Cool.
It was hard to get on the horse.
Yeah, the horses were set up a little high, and I was like, you know what? With my knee, I'm gonna pass on this one. So I accompanied Caitlin and Sterling and Alicia on their romp around the carousel. I will say, I had to watch out where I was looking because that thing spins pretty darn fast.
Oh, yeah.
And I could see my stomach getting a little...
Were you getting dizzy?
I was getting... Almost. Yes. Okay. I had to keep... If I looked down, I was fine. But if I kept my head up and I was looking out at what was going around and around and around and around and around, yeah, it was a little rough.
Got it.
It was fun. It was so cool to do that.
Yeah. And while we were in Fantasyland, we also did Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is always, I think it's always a fun show.
Yeah.
And they had changed it since the last time we saw it, because this time they had scenes from Coco in there, and that was not there last time. So that was really fun to see.
No, yeah, it was awesome. After PhilharMagic, we moved ourselves over towards Tomorrowland, and we moved ourselves onto People Mover because, I mean, you're in Magic Kingdom. You got to do the best ride in Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
People Mover for the win. There was a little bit of a break in the rain as we headed back up towards the front of the park. We were able to snag a PhotoPass photographer right there at the hub. So that was awesome. We checked out a bunch of the windows there around the Emporium on Main Street, telling various scenes, or portraying various scenes rather, from Mickey's Christmas Carol. It was so cute to see all those. So well done by the Imagineers and everybody else who puts that stuff together.
And then we did a grand tour around Disney World on the railroad.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was very fun. Always a good way to kind of close out your day. And then it was, I don't know, 11:30, getting towards noon. The rain was starting to let up. The crowds were not starting to let up. And
they were starting to get a little busier there.
It was time for us to check out. We were there for the vibes and whatever experiences that we could scrounge up and not have to wait for 5.5 hours to do. And I think we kind of won. I'm very, very, very pleased with how we spent our Christmas day at Magic Kingdom. We closed out the day. We spent the rest of the day with our great friends there in Florida and our family and my parents, and just had the most amazing home-cooked meal. We we recreated our picture of me and Alicia and Bill and Rachel. Yeah, find yourself some good friends to do life with. That's kind of special. And then we played a game after dinner. We had a cling wrap gift ball, which was all sorts of stuff, from toothbrushes to aspirin to mini bottles of alcohol to little games and all sorts of other things, all wrapped up in this ginormous saran wrap or cling wrap ball. And we passed it around the table, and it was so fun.
Much fun ensued.
Yes, we had a great time.
All the shenanigans. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And you know what? It was a very, very Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I would love to recreate this again. It was so fun. I think this is what Christmas really is supposed to be all about. You know, it's
friends
about
and family,
friends and family, having good times. Being, you know, in a community with others, and just celebrating each other and the season. And yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, this was a great trip. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that is the end of our Christmas Eve and Christmas Day rundown.
Absolutely. So, as you all know, while we're not affiliated with Disney or their subsidiaries, these are our personal opinions and suggestions based on our own experiences. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, or if you would like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experience, please send us an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
Give us a follow on social media. We're at Our Mousecapades. And then, of course, please give us a rating and review in your podcast app, and Apple Podcasts especially, to help people find us. That really, really helps us out.
Thank you for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.